Pastor Craig, and I'd like to welcome you to this edition of Ask Pastor Craig. Thank you for joining me this evening. My question this evening is really an interesting one, and it reads like this. I'm not really a believer in God, but I decided 6 months ago that I would start reading the Bible. I started with the book of Genesis, and I've read all the way through to the book of Revelation. And while I have several questions about the Old Testament, I do have an interesting question about the New Testament. My question is this: how come you guys, the church, don't do the things that Jesus told you to do? How come you're not involved in the community helping those that are really hurting or need someone to talk to? Why aren't you feeding the hungry or helping the homeless? I'm really confused on this. How come I don't get invited to church more often? Or how come I don't see you out evangelizing to those that you call lost? I'm really confused why you don't do the things your leader, Jesus Christ, told you to do. You know, I find this question to be really piercing. In fact, I asked this question to my congregation this morning, and I asked them to respond. Why don't we do the things that Jesus told us to do? And I got some really interesting responses. The people at Heartland Christian Center answered in some very honest ways. But let me ask you that this evening. Why aren't we doing the things that Jesus told us to do? Like helping those that are hurting or evangelizing to this world around us that is desperately lost and looking for answers. Why aren't we more involved in our communities in a tangible way that makes a real difference in their lives? Friends, I want you to know today that outside the walls of our churches, there are people that are really hurting. There are people that are looking for hope. They're looking for answers. They're looking for someone to love them. They're looking for someone who really believes this message of Jesus Christ, who lives out the faith that they profess. And if you think the world isn't watching, friends, you're really wrong. They are watching. They want to know, do you really believe, and are you really, really a follower of Christ? The Bible says a few things that are really interesting to us. James chapter 1 verse 27 says this: religion that God our Father accepts as pure is this, to look after those who are orphans, and to look after widows in their distress, and to keep oneself from being polluted by the world. Matthew 25 is very interesting as Jesus talks about kind of what will happen on Judgment Day. And this is what he says. Then he'll say to those on his left, depart from me, you who are cursed, into the eternal fire prepared for the devil and his angels. For when I was hungry, you gave me nothing to eat. When I was thirsty, you gave me nothing to drink. I was a stranger, and you didn't invite me, and I needed clothes, and you did not clothe me. I was sick, and I was in prison, and you didn't look after me. And they will answer, Lord, when did we see you hungry or thirsty or a stranger or needing clothes or sick or in prison and not help you? And he will reply, truly I tell you, whatever you did not do for one of the least of these, you did not do for me. The Christian faith is an interesting faith. We are called to tell the world about Jesus. We are called to tell the world about the gospel of Christ, and even further than that. Friends, we're really called to help those that are hurting, to help those that are struggling, to help those that need food and clothing, and to help those that need love. That's our faith. That's what we've been called to do. So why aren't we responding to the world the way Jesus told us to? How come we're not being true followers of Christ in reaching out and making a huge difference in our communities? Friends, I believe that there are enough believers, even listening to this program tonight, that we could transform our region and our country and have a revival perhaps like human history has never seen, if we would just live out the faith the way Jesus told us to. You know, if you have additional questions about this question, I'd really like to hear from you. If you have an answer as to why we don't live the faith out to the level and the degree that we've been called to, I'd like to hear about that. If you have a question completely unrelated, we'd like to hear that too. You can reach us in a couple of ways. You can reach us at this radio program's Facebook page, which is facebook.com/ROR Ministries. You can reach me at my church's Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Heartland Christian Center. or you can reach me at my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Pastor Craig online. Thank you so much for listening this evening, and God bless you.